week for Liverpool. Klopp signs a contract till 2024. Minamino looks like he's signed, and James Milner signed a new contract. And obviously, Liverpool today have kept the first clean sheet at Anfield, and also have won 2-0 against Watford today. It's your boy Ojo Isam here, back again with another player review and post-match analysis. First thing I'm going to start off with, obviously the lineup today. First of all, James Milner coming in for Andy Robertson, because I believe he's on a yellow. He's got one more yellow card before. He's got one more yellow card, and then he will potentially, miss the next game, which is, funnily enough, against Leicester. We don't have a Premier League match now for like 2 weeks, which just sounds really weird, but we still got loads of games. And then Joe Gomez and Van Dijk in defence, obviously Alisson in goal, but that's because obviously Dejan Lovren has sadly injured. I think it's a hamstring injury, but hopefully he'll be back in due time. But if not, we might have to be looking for replacements in centre back in January. Then right back, obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold. Then defensive. Then we played a different formation today. We played a 4-2-3-1 with Gini and Henderson in the middle in the two pivot. Then we had Firmino, Mane, and Shaqiri. And then it looked like today we just played. We had Salah up top. He looked like the focal point of the attack today. To be honest, quite happy with the team. I just feel like maybe not KO because he has played 3 games. That would have been 3 games in a row. But I do feel that we should have maybe rested Gini Wijnaldum today, because I just felt, and maybe put Ox. I know that may sound a bit attack-minded, but I do feel like we should have played a different player in that midfield in the double pivot, because they've been overworked so far, and it kind of showed afterwards. I mean, I'll get onto that in a bit, but regarding the first half, bit of a weird one, if I'm not going to be honest. Obviously, Watford having a new manager in Nigel Pearson. So they had a very good chance in the first few minutes, in like the first 5-6 minutes, with Saab putting in a brilliant cross into Troy Deeney, but Troy Deeney just couldn't get his foot in, and just misses the ball completely, and then the ball gets cleared out. And then after that, I mean, it did look like Liverpool were in control of things, and but yeah, sadly, we couldn't create our chances. It just didn't look like we could do anything today, sadly, and so we couldn't create our chances, and it just wasn't it for us today. We couldn't create chances, just in general in that first half. But luckily, Watford also couldn't as well. I mean, they had a brilliant chance with Sarr, first things, with a brilliant crossing, and the ball gets skewed off, and then it goes straight to Sarr with so much time and space, and somehow manages to I don't understand it. You're a professional footballer, £30 million player, especially attacker, and I know his finishing isn't his strong point, and I understand that, but how he doesn't get a connection, and that one's so skewed as well, Lord knows how. I mean, that was a massive let off for Liverpool, and I think Etienne Capoue gets it on the rebound, and was a very poor chance as well. And then I think Doucouré also gets a chance. He gets another chance, and then before the goal, he gets a chance. He gets cleared out, and brilliant counter attack. Firmino plays the ball over the top, and then into Sadio Mane. Mane then slides the ball into Salah, who makes a brilliant run, to be fair, and then cuts it onto his right foot, does very well, and then whether the wind, because the wind, I felt like the wind played a massive factor today, and it felt like that goal, the amount of curl on that shot with Salah's right foot was just into the top corner, and just out of the blue, really, to be honest. A brilliant right-footed shot into the top corner, the right top corner, for Mohamed Salah, and makes it 1-0, and it just wasn't a good half from us, to be honest. I don't feel like our attack was too good in that first half. I thought Firmino was a bit lackluster. The midfield didn't look like they played quite well today. And Joe Gomez looked like he was having a tough time as well. But yeah, it just wasn't really a good half. I mean, Henderson had the only real chances that we had was the one where Firmino makes a bad touch and the ball gets cleared, and then the Henderson where it just gets ballooned over the bar. But apart from that, not really a good first half. Could have made a few better chances. There was a handball shout as well in that first half for Watford, but I don't think it was. I mean, Joe Gomez can't really do much with it, but he tries to block it, slips in the process, and then they try to get it for a handball. But one thing I do have to mention as well is for Mohamed Salah did well, I have to also hold him accountable, man. It wasn't in the penalty box today. He did actually go down very, very easily. Basically dived, and he hasn't done it for a while. And I know that opposition fans will be like, "Oh, Salah, you diving this, that, and the other." But hey, man, Salah, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. There's no need for it. But yeah, that was the only bad thing that Salah did today, really, to be honest. But yeah, going into the second half though, we couldn't really be worse. It kind of showed. I'm not sure whether because of the intensity of the last game that we played against Salzburg and all that, it didn't look like our normal selves. Obviously Watford having a new manager as well. They're kind of having to prove a point. But yeah, it just didn't. As I said, it didn't look like we were our normal selves today. I'm not sure. I don't think it was really the change of formation. It just looked like tired legs. And hopefully now, with our next game, well, it's going to be interesting because obviously we've got Aston Villa next in the cup, and then we've got the games against. I don't really know who in the FIFA World Club Cup. I don't think the game's been decided yet, if I'm not mistaken. But getting into the second half, I was kind of happy that we got into the game with a 1-0 lead. I was just kind of expecting us to get another goal, and it had like a 3-0 win written all over. A poor first half, and then just getting a nice little goal early on in the second half, and then just getting another goal and controlling the game. But it wasn't meant to be because Shaqiri in the second half we started a bit better. Shaqiri gets the ball on the left-hand side, and it was very I mean, I watched the Barcelona documentary yesterday where, they show Liverpool, the Barcelona players in the halftime talk and all of that. But that cross from Xherdan Shaqiri was just that Wijnaldum goal-esque. I mean, he does a brilliant cross with so much pace and just curl and everything into Sadio Mane to make it 2-0. And then VAR was like, nah. For all you guys who aren't Liverpool fans that say Liverpool and this, that and the other, I don't. It was the Firmino goal all over again, to be honest. I personally, one angle looked like it was offside, and then the other angle didn't really look like it was offside, so it's really tough to tell. But at the same time, the angle that they used was the angle that looked like it was onside, and they tried justifying it, and it was just, and it took really long, and it's just really, really frustrating. I mean, I couldn't imagine. Unluckily I'm not at the stadium, but luckily I wasn't at the stadium to witness that, because if I was there, I would be so confused. I would have no idea what the hell was happening, and it was personally, I thought it was onside, but everybody's, it's down to anybody's opinion, to be honest. But obviously the people of VAR, in London, whatever it is, said that was offside. Yeah, just wasn't that good. And then after that we had again, we didn't really have that many chances, if I'm being really honest. I mean, Watford still managed to create a few chances, but then Alisson was very good to it. Today it was a really weird performance. It felt like a Sunday League performance, if I'm being completely honest. There were so many times when we'd give the ball away, and then after that Watford would give the ball away. It was just a very scrappy win today. And, you got to win them as you can. I'm trying to think. There was a few with, I can't really think of many. Obviously, Gini Wijnaldum does come off injured, which, as I said, he has been getting overworked a lot. And then, unsurprisingly, he does get a hamstring injury. And Same with Dejan Lovren, these guys have been playing so many games lately, and injuries have been taking a toll. And hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully it's just a minor knock, but a hamstring injury isn't the best. And then that did force Andy Robertson to come on. But when Andy Robertson came on, it kind of showed. Obviously James Milner can do a job at left back, but it kind of showed how much of a difference Andy Robertson is in that left back position. Just bombing forward. There was just so many times where we'll just get the ball on the counter-attack. Watford will be pressing up, and then we'll just be able to get them on the counter-attack, and then just the final ball or something like that just wouldn't allow us to actually, get the right chance, if you get what I mean. Final balls just cost us, a few good chances. The only one that I could actually probably remember from that is definitely probably the Firmino one, where it was a brilliant crossing from the left-hand side, and it goes straight into Firmino, who's in at least a metre of space. He's got a metre radius around him, and he tries to take a touch, and he tries faffing about with the ball. And to be honest, he should have just hit it first time, or taken the touch and shoot it straight away. He ends up getting blocked, goes straight to the goalkeeper, and and then it was just weird. Like, there wasn't a lot of chances, there wasn't a lot of things going with Liverpool. Obviously there was a few times where we looked dangerous on the counter attack, and it just looked overall really nervy. The crowd looked nervy, and then even the players sometimes. I mean, there was like two or three occasions where Salah and Mane were just literally going forward, and they weren't watching their line. Like, I've never seen them so offside in my life, and them, normally they may be like a little bit offside, but they were literally. It looked like they were trying to keep the line, but offside. It was really weird. It was a very weird one. And, it just looked a really nervy performance. I mean, there was one where even Andy Robertson plays a poor ball into Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez then does a poor header. And then you think that Virgil van Dijk, the calm as you like, Virgil van Dijk, would be able just to clear the ball out, play it back to Alisson, or just clear the ball out for a throw-in or something like that. He even tries passing it back to Alisson, and it just goes out for a corner, which subsequently, I'm pretty sure Deulofeu almost hits the post from that corner, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, and I don't know whether it was us playing such a high-intensity game against Salzburg, or us, the wind maybe playing a factor, because obviously if you guys haven't played in high wind, it is very, very difficult, to actually make runs and all of this. And, it's very difficult. But again, that's for both teams. And to be honest, both teams did look, there was times where, as I said, it was a very, it's very timely of me to say this, but it was like Brexit football to a certain degree. There was a lot of tussling. There was him giving the ball away, as I said before, and then somebody else giving the ball away. But yeah, as I said, there wasn't really much to this game. And then obviously towards the end, Oxlade-Chamberlain plays a brilliant ball into Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane then manages to cut across. I thought he was going to play into Salah. He misses Salah. Luckily, Divock Origi, Mr. Clutch himself, hits his shot. But then Mohamed Salah with a brilliant instinctive finish there to hit it underneath the goalkeeper. Well, no. To hit it in between with a little chop flick, like that. If you haven't seen it, it's like that. Yeah, like his legs go like that, and does that. And Casabella, who played very well, same with Decore, Salah, and then Salah for them was always a threat. And we'll see how they do, but Casabella there couldn't do anything. It goes through his legs, and yeah. And Ben Foster couldn't get to it. But yeah, great finish, great game. No, I can't even say great game. It was just a good win from Liverpool. We had a few more chances after that, that were offside and all of that. But yeah, to be honest, there wasn't really much to say about this game. Obviously, Watford chances, on any other day, if this was probably like a Leicester or a different team like that, then it could have been a totally different story. But there is a reason why Watford have scored only 9 goals this season. But they do look like, with Nigel Pearson, they could potentially be better next season. This season, but, the next part of this season. So it'll be very interesting to see. Obviously, I think now they're like 9 points behind, and that's without anybody playing. So, or they might be being able. I don't know but I think they're on like 9 points if I'm not mistaken. But the league table at the moment, let me just have a look. But yeah, I think they're quite near the relegation. No, obviously they're in the relegation zone, but they're quite far off it. Let me just have far off the. So yeah, they're currently on 9 points, and they could go today 9 points. From the 9 points they could potentially go from safety, which is going to be very difficult for them to surmount. But Liverpool, on the other hand, we are currently 11 points ahead, with Man City being 17 points ahead of them. Leicester are currently playing at the moment, I believe. Well, if the game has started. So yeah, hopefully we can get a nice little win against. Hopefully, I think they're playing Norwich. Hopefully they can get a few points against them. But let's now go into the player ratings. Alisson was very, very good today. Was probably one of the reasons that we did actually manage to keep a clean sheet. But Watford's poor finishing at times. Made 2 very good saves, especially in that second half, and denied a low cross as well. Which, obviously if he didn't get to that, could have been something completely different. So I'm going to say a 9, 9 out of 10 for Alisson. It's just, I'm not a fan of early kickoffs. Alisson. And then James Milner, I thought it was quite solid, to be honest. Was always helping out Shaqiri, and, if he was on that left-hand side or Mane or whatever, was just solid, and then obviously dropped into that midfield once Gini Wijnaldum got injured. I'm going to say a solid 7 out of 10 performance from him. Joe Gomez, I definitely thought he was the better out of the 2 centre-backs today. First half, Troy Deeney definitely tried targeting him, but, he was better. Obviously, I don't think his first half was as good as his second half, but that goes for most of the Liverpool players today. But yeah, he did very well. There was obviously that nervous part where obviously everybody bar Trent Alexander-Arnold in the defence was involved. But I thought he was definitely the better centre-back today. And hopefully, I still don't think that was his best performance that he could give, but it kind of shows what type of game it was today. Virgil van Dijk was good, denied a few crosses and whatnot, but wasn't his best performance today. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Trent was always an outlet down that right hand side, as he always is. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Solid performance today. It was a good performance. Defensively was alright. Attack was always, as I said, always an option. Now Gini Wijnaldum and Henderson, don't think they played well. I think Gini Wijnaldum was probably the worst out of both of them. I'm probably going to say 6 out of 10 for Gini Wijnaldum. Sadly, he got injured. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the injury isn't that bad. But yeah, it wasn't his best performance today. Same with Jordan Henderson. Obviously, he had a few shots where that went over, which one day is going to hit him. One day he's got to hit him, right? But both of the midfielders today, a lot of misplaced passes from them. And yeah, just wasn't really a good performance from them. Obviously, Henderson has been playing well in the past 2 games. But yeah, today wasn't his game. So I'm going to say again another 6 out of 10. Honestly, I might even give Gini Wijnaldum a 5.5. He wasn't really good. I might say 5.5. I'm sorry, Gini, I love you, but it wasn't a good performance for you. Now Shaqiri, I thought he played decent. He played alright. Obviously, should have got an assist in my opinion for the goal for Sadio Mane, but yeah, it was a good. Sometimes again it was a bit sloppy at times, but that was mainly the whole Liverpool team, to be honest. But a solid performance. I'm going to also give him a 7 out of 10. Sadio Mane, again, should have got a goal. He obviously got an assist for the goal for Salah's first goal. But yeah, it was just, and obviously played a big part in the second goal. Actually, you know what? Thinking about it, I was going to give him a 7, but I'm going to say 8 out of 10. Obviously, it could have been a bit better than what he was. But yeah, I thought, yes, 8 out of 10 for me. Firmino, though, boy, he looked so off today. I mean, I know Firmino hasn't scored in a while, and I know he hasn't had the best performances, but this one today has definitely got to be his worst performance in God knows how long. I mean, I love Firmino is one of my favourite players, but today he was awful. He was so bad today. He gave the ball away multiple times. He'll be dribbling and he'll dispossess the ball. Obviously, had that great chance in that second half to actually get the goal and just faffed about with it. But yeah, it just wasn't a good performance today. For me, he was our worst player today, and that says a lot. And it kind of shows because obviously we weren't at our best today. But when Firmino plays well, we play well. You know the deal. So yeah, I'm gonna say I'm sorry, Firmino, but for me it's got to be a 5 out of 10. It was not a good performance today. Yeah, it just wasn't a good performance. As I said, for the reasons I said above. Now I feel like I've got to give a joint man of the match. I can't give a 10 out of 10 performance for Salah, but because he wasn't perfect, but Alisson and Mohamed Salah were the reason that we won today. So Salah, for me, 9 out of 10 performance. I'm going to give him the man of the match because got the 2 goals that, and very good goals as well, to be honest. Obviously, yeah, and was always always causing trouble for the Watford defence. There were so many times where he was able to run in behind, but then maybe his touch was, a bit out of place. There was one where he tried calling a penalty. It wasn't a penalty. But, does well to get on his touch, and then his second touch does let him down. And Ben Foster manages to recoup the ball. And then, it's just, very good performance. Obviously, the goal, especially the second goal, was very, very nicely instinctive. It was a nice instinctive goal. And he's been practicing on that right foot, by the way. I'm just letting you guys know, 100%. He scored 2 goals on his right foot in this week, and they were both very, very good finishes. Even some that as a right-footed player, I don't even know if I'd be able to do some of those finishes. They were very, very good finishes from him today. But yeah, 2 goals was always a threat. These guys were having his arms all around them all the time, as always. He does love playing Watford, and God knows how many goals he's had against Watford. But he's on 13 goals this season, and he hasn't been looking at his best. And it kind of shows what type of player Salah is. But yeah, and then going to substitutes today. Obviously, Robertson luckily doesn't get a yellow card, so he does play against Leicester. But yeah, solid performance, as I said, was always an outlet down that left-hand side. Hopefully, Gini Van Alden does get better, as I said. So I'm going to say a 7 out of 10, a solid performance apart from that moment, if you know what I mean. Did I? Yeah, I gave... Yeah, okay. And then... who else came on? Then it was Oxlade-Chamberlain. Got a pass. I don't even. He played a part, I should say, in the second goal. But again, gave the ball away a few times and whatnot. So I'm gonna give him a 6.5 out of 10. And then Divock Origi didn't really do much when he came on. But whenever it's like the rule of thumb now. Whenever Divock Origi comes on and it's a bit nervy, best believe we're going to score. And this time, he does get an assist. I mean, he definitely didn't mean it, but got an assist. So just for that, he's getting an 11 out of 10. I'm joking. He's going to get a 7 out of 10 for me. Didn't do much, but what he did was very important. So, yeah. I might, obviously, today I'll probably be doing playing some Foot Champs today. I'm very close to 400 subscribers. If you guys could subscribe to the channel, that would mean a lot to me. I might be also be doing the next video that I'll be doing. It will be in a different setup because I'm going back home, just to let you guys know. But yeah, I might be doing a live reaction to the Champions League draw, which is obviously on Monday. And then we've obviously got 2 games in 2 days. And then we've got obviously the 2 games, 2 days in 2 continents. And then we've got if we do go through to the final, which we should do. We've obviously got the final against, we don't know who yet, in the FIFA World Club Cup. So there is quite a few games. Just to let you guys know, the Leicester game might be a bit late because I'm going to be travelling that day to Spain. So again, you're going to see a different background. But yeah, if you guys did like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also subscribe if you are new to the channel as well. As I said, we are very close to 400 subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough for the support you guys have been giving to the channel lately. If we can hit 400 subscribers before the New Year's, that will be a brilliant present for me. I know Christmas, but you know what? If we can do it before the New Year, that will be very, very. I'll be speechless. And also leave a comment about your opinions on the game. You guys can leave your player ratings or anything really. You know, you guys, the comment sections are there, and I will reply to you guys. And you know, you guys leave something in the comment section. I will try my best to reply as soon as possible to them. But yeah, it's your boy Ojo Isam. Liverpool are 11 points clear as things stand. Hopefully things can stay the same. We won with City playing Leicester next week, and we playing Leicester the week after. But yeah, we've got no more Premier League till the 26th. It's your boy Ojo Isam, and I hope you guys have a very nice day.